Hey nerds.
Hey nerds.
Right off the top, y'all get off of Andre 3000's back. Like, for real.
I didn't know we were starting.
Okay.
Dude literally has made some of the best music in the last like 20 or 30 years. I gotta say 30 years. No, it has to be 20 years. When did their first album was in the 90s, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like when they started in...
I only started paying attention during the Love Below and Speaker Box, though.
You didn't ever listen to like Miss Jackson?
Oh, yeah,
or...
Miss Jackson, yeah.
That was like middle school. It was our middle school.
That was like ubiquitous radio music, you know?
Dude, I loved
that and P.D. Pablo.
You know, was that the in the air, spinning like a helicopter? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that shit. I mumbled that. I Bidened that curse. So,
well, if you don't know, his new album is like a bunch of ambient type music.
It sounded like music that you would hear while running across rooftops in Mirror's Edge, and I dig that.
The first thing I thought of is like background music for like a sci-fi or like fantasy,
but a good
video game,
a good sci-fi video.
Hey, which would be good for any upcoming sessions we might have.
Hey,
but it's definitely not rap if you were expecting that.
Which is cool because you don't really want rap when you're pretending to be like a barbarian or a mystical.
Speaking of which, heads up to anybody who is longtime listeners, all of you. We're doing a D&D campaign. Pay attention. D&D campaign, and we're going to film it, and we're going to not stream it. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. We're going to post it every Friday, starting not this coming Friday, but following.
We're not sure when this episode that we're filming right now is coming out. The first D&D episode, look for on December 1st.
Yeah,
nice.
December 1st, and then every Friday in December.
Right.
Every Friday in December.
Have y'all decided what y'all are playing yet?
Greg said
you're playing too.
I know, but I'm asking.
Greg said we could start at level 6, so
okay.
We needed a healer, so I'm probably going like druid or something, so I can get some heals in there.
Wait, no, I'm supposed to be the healer.
But
I'm the native.
But all your
Canadian.
moves, you only have attacking moves as far as I know.
Well, look, on deadly ground could be something like I found a bunch of wounded enemies on deadly ground and I have to save them.
It's kind of a reach.
Oh, I'm reaching for y'all and I gotta heal y'all, dude.
But we do need a fourth still.
Ooh,
because Erica's out of town. I thought we wanted a fourth though.
I think we should have someone like
just the 3, because I mean that's 4 people already on the screen. You know?
True. We might have to get one more camera so that we all 4 have a camera. But I'm fine with doing the Texas flag style and having Greg be the DM and then us being off on the side.
I think it would be funny if you just never saw him. He's just talking.
It'll kind of be funny. We can do like the VTube thing and put up like an animated character.
Yeah.
I can do that picture. Remember the picture I drew of our last D&D game?
Yes.
Where he's the big gigantic dude with the dice.
Was he Gollum?
No, well, he was like Gollum, but he was like lording over us, like, you know what I mean? He was like the master of the campaign, you know?
Was Art hanging off of his nipple?
Art was the Dragonborn, remember? He was a Dragonborn bard.
He drew this picture of our last like D&D campaign that we did with Greg, and
that technically wasn't the last one, but it was the last one we did with Greg.
Yeah, no, that's what
yeah,
I said with Greg.
You said that, dog?
Well, because we talk about like the one we did with Matt.
Oh yeah.
And then the one we did with you.
Yeah.
And then
the one you did
I didn't
with
do the
Benny.
one with Casey.
No, that was the same one.
The one with you was the one with Benny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benny was on that one.
And
he was himself.
I drew the picture of all of us, and I thought that was a fun, like, good. I still remember all the story beats.
Yeah.
And like all the silliness. I came into that one late though, because y'all had started and I didn't know about it. And then I was working, and then I came home one day, and they were like, "Greg's in the back," and I was like, "Oh, what?"
Oh yeah.
Vaughn didn't want us hanging out with his brother. But anyway, yeah, we have a D&D, and we're gonna do the entire thing in character, right?
Yeah. So.
Well, we're gonna try
to the best of our abilities.
The best of our abilities.
We're gonna try and stay in character the entire time. I'm gonna tell Greg like to try and limit the the out of character stuff that we have to do. You know what I mean? Like if we have to ask questions or something.
Honestly, dude, I'm gonna have a lot of questions because I have not played before. So
it's so intuitive. You've played enough video games. I was watching Pirate Software, I think is the user. The guy, he used to work for Blizzard and he does like game development and he streams and he was talking about he described D&D as the DM is, how did he describe it? Basically D&D is like a video game where the DM is the server and the players are the clients, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Well, I guess, like, in my opinion, the players really should have more than just that single function. You know, like, the players should be investing in the story as well and adding to.
Well, we do. That's like where our flavor comes in.
Right. Well, that's the role play aspect. You know, is you're also building the world along with the DM because the DM's supposed to play as well. You know, it's got to be fun for him too. If he's doing everything, you know, then he can't really have fun.
Greg was pretty good about adapting to all of us, and so I hope he's maintained that in the last 10 years.
He was just willing to deal with our crap.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, that's going to be more of the same. Yeah. So anybody who doesn't know anything about D&D or has ever been interested in D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, what D&D stands for, then tune in the following weeks because I think it'll be fun. And I think honestly, I was never somebody who was ever interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
But when we played, I firmly believe that Greg made it fun for people like me who had zero interest, and it's like he could sense it. You know what I mean? It's like he's like, okay, Caleb definitely is not really interested. Like all of y'all were like way into it and like, well, I'm gonna ask whatever, and then they're like, okay, we'll roll for charisma or roll for dexterity.
I play Dungeons and Dragons basically the same way in every campaign that I've played in that I wasn't DMing, because I've DM'd a lot more than I've actually played as a character. And I'm always looking for good one-liners. Like,
that's what we should really be striving for.
Once I make like a few good one-liners, y'all may see it. I might just walk off camera. I want to leave on a high note. Okay. So,
have you thought of your character's name?
No, I haven't really delved into that yet. I know, like usually, like once I'm on the drive over here and like I'm getting to focus, like usually that's when things hit me. You know.
It'd be really funny if one of us just straight up died within like the first 30 minutes.
That will happen. Well, no, Greg's pretty good.
Why would that happen?
Well, I mean, oh wait, no, you know what? None of us died on our game.
No.
But I remember that was what everyone was complaining about with Casey's game was like individually when they would talk to me about it and I was like, y'all having fun playing or whatever? And they were like, well, we keep dying. And I'm like, well, what are y'all doing wrong?
Casey wanted to win or what?
No, he was DMing.
Casey was a little more literal.
That's what I'm saying. Casey wanted to win.
If you were being arrested and they didn't read you your Miranda rights, you were free to go.
Okay.
You know?
So Casey would have to read you your Miranda rights?
Yeah, he would check like what this precinct's rules.
But that was like his very first time ever doing it, so he was kind of learning.
Yeah. Well, even then though, like he was like very literal. Like everything, like if you said that you were opening the door,
he crafted a masterpiece, and everyone was not partaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if I built a grand mansion, and then I invited everybody over for a party, and y'all just hung out in the bathroom. I'm gonna be like, get the fuck out of my bathroom. Pardon my words there.
But that happens.
We're not supposed to curse this episode. You know? We already messed up.
In most of the ones where I've DM'd, they usually don't even get past like what you could. I guess what you could say is like level 1. You know, a lot of times they're just stuck like right in the very beginning because, I mean, like I imagine for like somebody like Kevin, who you say you've never played this type of game before, just trying to understand like what the setting is most of your questions are going to be centered around how you fit in to this.
Well, I mean, I
story.
read a lot of books, so I'm familiar with fantasy worlds and how they work. How long was your longest one that you played?
I have one that's still going on actually.
For like how long has it been going on?
I think like maybe 4 or 5 years already.
Damn.
Yeah.
I have not Mine was, how long did that one last with Greg? It was like a month.
No, it had to have been like at least like maybe 2 or 3 months, right?
I think y'all were playing for like 2 or 3 sessions before I came in. And then when I finally got there, we continued for like a month and a half, 2 months or something. So it was probably like 3 months total for y'all.
Yeah.
But hell, even Jen came in like a little bit after me.
I don't even remember when Jen came in.
Yeah, she was. What was her character's name?
Yours
Artemis?
was Weapon.
I was Weapon Sex.
Sex.
I was from the second post-apocalypse. So there was an apocalypse, and then everything got better, and then there was another apocalypse, and I'm from that apocalypse.
He had adamantium claws where it counts.
All my moves were Wolverine's moves from Marvel, so it was like Drill Claw, Dive Kick, Berserker Barrage. You know, it was all that.
Okay. Swiss cheese? Did you have Swiss cheese?
Yes, I did. And
that came after.
Did you only ever use it accidentally?
I rolled wrong. Damn it!
That's a Marvel 3 joke for anyone listening.
Oh, I did go out and buy a set of dice for this though.
Did you buy the metal ones? Those fancy ones from Cotton?
They have like the eyeball, the swan eyeball.
Ooh, that's cool.
Ooh, that actually is pretty cool. Wait, for the D20?
It's for the whole set.
Oh, did that come from the Magic stuff? Because I have I have 2 D20s from the Lord of the Rings stuff from Magic, and
No, this one has like it's Sauron's eyeball, and like as you roll it, the eyeball looks for the number.
So you're a bad guy, is what you're telling us?
Is it like an electronic dice?
No, it's like a floating orbital ball inside of like a viscous liquid inside of the D20 and all the other.
Does it light up?
No, but it's clear. You can see through. You can see it. You know.
That's pretty cool.
They were only $60. Thank you, Cotton's Collectibles.
Dang.
Yeah.
I am gonna go with dice I can read. So I need a dark dice with light letters.
Well, can't you just do your phone?
I don't trust that randomness. Whenever we did the Benny D&D campaign or the Cyberpunk one or whatever, I had rolled. Remember how you were like, "Hey, download this app and roll."
Yeah.
And so I was like, roll 17, roll 18, roll 17, roll 16, roll 18. I was like, damn, I got some high stats.
But we were going off of like the trust thing too, because it was like, roll it, send me a screenshot.
Yeah.
So it was like you could have rolled like a 1, and you know what? No, I'm gonna screenshot the 20.
Yeah, and I'm down. I know for certain I rolled a low number, and I was like, roll again. I was like 2. I don't want 2.
That's what I kind of figured, but also like it
didn't matter because that game was fun for different reasons.
So do we need to do the rolls for our characters before the thing, or
we can probably do them on the day?
Okay.
That can be like the very first thing that we do.
Which is what?
Roll for the stats.
Oh, y'all want to do the whole? Okay, so we're gonna do the whole thing from start to finish.
When you say from start to finish, what do you mean?
Like a I guess that would be like session 0. You know, session 0 is where you build characters, you talk about the themes that we're
probably not gonna film
all of that.
We're not gonna film the rolling of dice.
Oh, okay.
So like we're probably just going to sit down, and from the moment we press play, it instantly starts the campaign.
Y'all should be grateful that that's not happening.
Although I do think we should. Well, no, because YouTube has a pretty good selection of music that we can choose from for like the background stuff. So
They're
I'll probably
all by William McLeod, right? Have you looked into that?
Are you talking about Henry William McLeod, the guy that we know?
That's like apparently that was his brother or something like that.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He is a Highlander. Highlander.
A Highlander.
Okay, what else we got on the docket?
We were going to partake in some wild speculation about the Legend of Zelda movie, if you guys want to do that.
Do y'all think he's going to talk?
Yeah, he has to talk, 100%.
Why does he have to talk?
Because you can't have the protagonist not talk.
Zelda for the last 36 years would beg to differ.
But just real quick, so Shigeru Miyamoto is involved. I guess he's going to be a big part of it.
Let me ask a question real quick before y'all continue. Is it Tom Holland?
They haven't announced any actors yet.
I like Tom Holland.
Apparently it's being directed by some guy that did Maze Runner named Wes Ball.
No.
Ooh, I would have preferred Guillermo del Toro for Legend of Zelda.
That's gonna.
And it is live action.
Or a Peter Jackson.
Like, don't get me wrong, Maze Runner movies were cool.
The first one was really cool.
I was like a teen watching those, so it was good enough.
I never watched it.
We were adults when Maze Runner came out.
No. Because it didn't come out like at the same time.
We were like at nerds, dude.
Really?
I think so.
How old is Maze Runner?
Because it was that kid. Wasn't that kid from Percy Jackson?
Oh, yeah. Percy Jackson.
And Percy Jackson came out like in mid to late
aughts. Maze Runner come out? 2014.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the only reason I say that is I remember watching it being like, is this for kids? Like,
I felt like I watched it when I was younger then, because it was like it's like
we were younger.
It's a young person's movie.
Yeah. They call it a YA.
Young adult. Yeah, young adult. I think they need to get like a legit teenagers for both Link and Zelda, like real baby faces. I don't want to see a 25-year-old man growing a 5 o'clock shadow playing Link.
Who's gonna play Ganondorf? Gary Oldman.
Ganondorf?
I think they need someone buff for Ganondorf. Though.
You don't think Gary Oldman can put on some masks?
He's kind of old.
Josh Brolin. Yeah. He's wearing his thinness costume. He's like, what do you think?
But yeah, they do need to get like actual teenagers. I think for Link and Zelda. I don't know of any actors and actresses.
Timothy Chalamet.
Oh no, God!
I don't like. I didn't.
There
mind
are
him.
other actors that exist in our universe.
So I know what they're gonna do.
But
Zac Efron.
The same 7. Oh no!
Yeah, they should CGI Zac Efron as Link, and then also just regular Zac Efron as Ganondorf.
Wait, so is the movie gonna be CGI?
It's live action.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. They need to get.
Kind of hurts.
They need to get legit teenagers.
Is Jack Black gonna play Tingle? What was his name?
Tingle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt he's gonna be in it. I think it's gonna be.
He's already killed it.
I don't
think it's a song about rupees.
I don't really see them doing very much comedy in the movie. I think it's gonna be serious. I mean, there might be some funny parts, but
you're probably right.
But
I can agree.
Yeah.
What is like a super old fantasy adventure? You know, I don't remember that game having much humor in it.
Anybody who is familiar with Legend of Zelda, and they're unaware of this 1986. What year?
Yeah.
86,
yeah.
Right? Legend.
Yeah.
So go watch the movie Legend with Tom Cruise. It's basically the Legend of Zelda.
Basically.
Go watch it, and you're welcome.
Except he kisses that witch, right?
Which one?
The one in the swamp.
Meg Mucklebones? Did he? Yeah. That's her name. But did he kiss her? I don't remember him kissing her.
Remember, because then he cuts her head off. Like,
damn.
Well, she kept telling him like, "Come closer."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh no," because she saw her reflection in his shield.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, how could someone as fair as you?" And he's like, "Oh, you do flatter me, boy," whatever. And he goes, surely you don't intend to eat me."
You're doing
Indeed I do.
Way too
Indeed I do, Jack.
So do y'all think they're gonna try to aim for a specific movie, or is this gonna be kind of an amalgamation of all of them, or what do y'all think?
I think they're gonna film it like Pulp Fiction, where it's half of the story is told in chapters. It's gonna be Link and Zelda. No, Link by himself as a kid, and then it's gonna be Link as an adult.
Oh, you mean like what game are they gonna use?
Yeah.
Do
you think?
I don't think they're gonna go off of any game.
It'll be one specific, or they're just kind of.
No, it's gonna be completely original.
Oracle of Time.
It's gonna be completely original. I'm calling it right now.
Completely original, but why?
Well, when I say completely original, what I mean is they're not gonna base it off of an existing game. I think it'll be completely original because of the very structured Zelda timeline.
So you don't think he'll like play an ocarina and go back in time?
I don't think so. Well, okay, he might have. They might. I'm not saying that they won't do elements of him being a kid and an adult, because I would like to see a double casting, but whatever they do won't be the same story, which is the exact same story over and over.
I think the better story elements from any of those games comes from Majora's Mask. I think Majora's
with the mask?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there'll be some masks in there. Because doesn't he get masks throughout the series?
I don't remember in Ocarina of Time, does he have
a mask? He did. He had the Zora mask, and he turns into the Zora, whatever. He has the Goron. Is it Goron or Goro or Dodon or Dodo?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I'll say this. I'll make a real quick statement as a sidebar. I think Zelda's like highly overrated.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're good for what they are.
I don't.
Yeah, but that sounds
I think they
you agree
are.
with me.
I think they're appropriately rated, but they're not really for me. I'm just not like a super big fan. I've only ever beat 2 of them, which was Ocarina and the one from the Game Boy.
Yeah,
Link's Awakening.
Minish Cap. Oh,
Link's Awakening, yeah.
I have
Minish Cap
played
was
a
my
lot.
favorite.
I've played a lot of them, but I don't think I ever beat any of them.
I beat the heck out of Minish Cap. It was really
I
fun.
did really enjoy Ocarina of Time back in the day. But the controls, 64 era, and then
I hated the camera. The camera got me every time.
yeah.
There were a lot of games on 64 that had bad cameras, but Zelda did it right on
What?
64. They actually had a
way.
good camera for Zelda.
007 GoldenEye. I never had any problems with the camera.
Well, that was first
at
person,
all.
so
You know what I liked
So
about
is
Zelda?
for some of the parts.
You controlled the camera with the Y buttons, right?
Yeah.
So what I loved about that was you only had to go left or right. So if it was a flat map,
Oh.
you just adjust your aim and you just leave it there. You know what I mean? And then you're just strafing and you're looking for headshots.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Except when you were in like boss battles,
Oh, I don't remember boss battles. We only ever did versus.
You had to like lock on and all that crap.
Are you still talking about GoldenEye?
No, I'm talking about Zelda.
Oh.
I'm talking about
Oh,
GoldenEye,
you're
dude.
talking
Yeah,
about
what do you-
GoldenEye. That's right.
I'm talking about how you could just literally leave
Just
the
straight-
thing
yeah,
and
you
then you're
just
just
strafe,
strafing
yeah,
looking for
yeah.
headshots.
Yeah.
Or playing with Golden Gun.
What did y'all play with Golden Gun?
Occasionally, but that shit got old.
I think my favorite was Rockets.
That one was fun.
I liked the SMGs.
There was one of the, because you had to pick like what category, right?
Yeah.
I think was Power Weapons one of them.
Yeah, that was one.
Power Weapons, I think we like to play a lot. I remember that one. And our favorite levels was Temple and Complex. I do remember that.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I Temple, yes.
Dude, they
I
should make
Complex-
they should make a
Complex was-
GoldenEye movie. That'd be sweet.
Dude, if they made a GoldenEye movie.
I'd be down. I'd be down
um,
to watch it.
I wanted to bring up this because we've been rewatching. I guess we can naturally just progress. I don't know if y'all want to go back to magic casting for Link and
No, I mean,
It's gonna
who do
be
you
Tom
think's gonna
Holland,
play
we know.
the Scarantula? Also, side note: whenever I was a kid, they are called Scarantulas, right?
I don't remember.
That sounds very familiar.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's Scarantula. All you Link fans or Zelda fans in the comments, let me know. All you Zelda Williams fans in the comments also let me know. But Scarantula, whenever we were kids, I didn't know any better. And so I was like, what's a Scarantula?
Like, you continued doing that for a long time because you were calling P-Tots in Resident Evil 4.
But that was a joke, though.
No, it was not.
Yes,
That
it was.
That was not no
Dude,
joke.
it was a joke.
You were like, those are my P-Tots.
What are you
Dude,
talking? What is even P?
It's pesetas. But in the game,
It kind of abbreviates it. I
it
think, in the
abbreviates it
corner.
as PTAS.
Yeah, and he was
So
like,
it's
those are my
P-Tots.
P-Tots.
Okay. I can,
Pitas.
Oh, okay,
But then
so
I turned it.
remember,
I kept joking about P-Tots, and
okay,
I added
yeah,
the T.
yeah,
But it was
okay.
always a joke
I didn't
because
know.
it's funnier than pesetas.
you thought Caleb was just an idiot.
See, that's what I had that talk with Kevin last week about the perception of being
Yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
See, it's fun and
So
what's
now
the word?
Joke's on me.
Got you idiot! No, you're right to assume that I was always wrong,
Because
but
you said it so often, so I just assumed that.
I
it was
still
like,
say it like
yeah, yeah.
P-Tots, and also too. Remember Crown Royal?
Yes.
And like literally, there's no reason
Reference, yeah, there's no reference at
why.
all.
But in Metal Gear Solid
Solid
3,
3.
whenever you did CQC, he would grab them and dunk them on the floor, right? Like
I
just
remember
hard
that.
slam them.
Yeah.
And so for whatever reason,
I always assumed you said that because like when they get back up,
They have the stars?
They have the stars, so it looks kind of like a crown.
could have been what I was thinking in that moment.
Oh, okay.
Could have been. But for whatever reason, I was like, "Ugh, Crown Royal." And then after that
And
moment,
stayed there, yeah.
every time I did it, it was like Crown Royal. Good Crown Royal.
But it could have been like
No
a
reason,
DDT,
dude.
because I mean that's what he's doing.
I would have been really good at naming wrestling moves.
Maybe.
Well, that's like
That's it.
that's like when we play Street Fighter, and if you walk full screen and grab them, we
Yeah.
call it Texas Justice for some reason.
What?
Yeah, why? Yeah, I don't remember why it was.
I mean, Texas Justice
In
is
what?
from,
Is
an office
is from the
bit.
office,
Yeah.
but I don't know why you called it Texas Justice.
so when you walk full screen, no blocks.
Yeah.
And your opponent is on the other side of the screen, and you walk. Because you know how sometimes you'll move forward and your opponent will like jump back and like backdash to get away. And when you walk forward, it's kind of menacing.
Yeah.
So we did. I don't even remember the first time that we did that.
Me neither.
But it was like walking full screen and getting a grab is called Texas Justice, and it is rare.
That's the reference.
Well, there's not reference really to anything.
Y'all made that up.
Caleb just started calling that.
I call it Texas Justice.
Called it that for some reason, and it stuck.
In The Office, Stanley, whenever Michael Scott spanked his nephew.
Oh yeah.
Remember where he spanks his nephew, and then afterwards, Stanley's all like, "Texas Justice." That's it, right?
Yeah.
And so we're from Texas.
I kept thinking of Main Justice. Did y'all see that
Dude,
SNL sketch?
They do
Main
a bunch of
Justice?
them, and those are some of my favorites.
I don't remember
it's
that.
Jamie Foxx and what's his name?
Well, Jason Sudeikis is usually
Jason
the judge.
Sudeikis, yeah.
But
yeah. Okay, I remember now. Yeah.
and they do have like the thick Cajun accents,
Yeah,
but they're from Maine. And dude, those crack me up, and I absolutely love Main Justice. In
As soon as
fact,
you said it, that's what I started thinking.
side note, I don't remember the name of the channel, but there's another group of people who do kind of what we do. I think the name of their channel is We Could Have Been Comedians.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of them?
No.
But they're small. They're not very big. They're bigger than us, but not much bigger. But they basically do the exact same stuff. And I just happened to get onto their videos, and their last like 5 or 6 uploads were all the exact same stuff that we were talking about.
Like what?
It was like I would need to look at it to show you. What was the previous podcast that we talked about?
We talked about SNL, I think.
Okay, SNL
SNL.
was one thing that they talked about, and then there was another one, and it was like basically like for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and so my brain was like, oh damn, what are we tapping into?
SNL, Israel, Hamas,
They did
Bill Burr,
that.
Old Dads.
They did the Bill Burr Old Dads, which is all cultural zeitgeist stuff.
They did.
You know?
Tangent,
They
Venture
picked
Brothers.
a particular movie that y'all also. That's pretty funny though.
But it's all cultural zeitgeist. Bill Burr's Old Dads had just come out.
Yeah.
So it's like people are going to talk about it. I don't think it was like, anything connected. It's just that's what happens, cultural osmosis and all that. But I thought it was funny because they were talking about SNL stuff, and they were talking about people breaking, and
We did talk about that. I remember.
yeah. And then so that was the short that I commented on, and I was like, dude, my favorite break is Main Justice, because they had said Main Justice was always really good. But I was like, nah, the one that cracks me up the most is the freaking Gus Chiggins, dude.
Oh yeah.
There's no sketch
I don't remember.
that is as ridiculous.
You probably didn't see it because it's only in the special.
The best of Will Ferrell.
for the DVD. Yeah.
It's a sketch where Will Ferrell, where
It didn't make it. It didn't
they're
air.
doing a military. It's the invasion of Iraq.
Okay.
And they were doing a military campaign, and they're getting ready to go on a mission or whatever, a deployment. And then they bring in every unit has been assigned an old prospector. And Will Ferrell comes in,
He's the old prospector.
and he's the old prospector
Yeah.
with all his like 10, his freaking
And he's talking
camping equipment.
Like just think of like a very like Red Dead Redemption,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
the-
I can.
We're going to get out there, and we're going to
I'm Gus Chiggins.
and watch out for the coyotes, And then, but what's funny is as he's doing all that, and he's like clanging and banging his freaking pans and
he
stuff.
keeps saying things as they respond to.
Oh,
he's like,
fiddlesticks!
Oh, biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everyone is just dying laughing, and then they all have to talk still, so they're like talking to him and stuff, and so it's just the back and forth is really funny, and like no one can keep a straight face, and then Tracy Morgan,
Yeah.
whenever he gets up and he's like, you shut up, bitch, or something like that. I don't remember what he said.
Sit down.
Yeah, and it was funny. It was really good though.
Sounds funny.
But yeah, those guys, I thought it was funny because they just had like all the same stuff, and then I thought either we're doing something right, or both our channels are doing something wrong. But they had like way more episodes than us, like I guess. But again, though, most of the stuff that is considered our podcast is not stuff that we filmed last year or the year before,
Yeah.
Because I didn't include any of that. In fact, I might actually start doing numbered entries as well, because I feel like that'll help us. That people will be like, oh my god, they're on issue. They're on episode 4000. What?
That's an issue in itself.
All right, but we've been rewatching all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies.
Okay.
And
so this is what this would be like.
we started timeline order.
Okay.
This is me and Jen. But y'all.
So first one, Captain America.
Yeah, started Captain America, and then it goes.
Wait, what?
What was the second one?
It
It's
took place
timeline
in,
order.
like the 40s or whatever.
You're talking about chronologically?
Timeline order.
Oh. Okay.
Not like real world
Okay,
release date. Not chronological order, but timeline order. So it started with Captain America, first Avenger, and then it was like then it was Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And I liked Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel like held up.
Oh, because that was like in the 80s, right?
Yeah, it was like an 80s
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
And so, but the reason I'm saying all that is some of those movies just are not good.
Like which one?
So I'd like to let me just do a real quick like like something that I was dumbfounded, okay?
Okay.
So y'all both know what like the top 5 highest grossing Marvel movies are.
Probably Endgame 1 and 2, right?
It's Endgame and then Infinity War.
And then it's the first Avenger.
Probably, yeah.
The first Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Really?
Then it's the first Avengers and then Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Those are like the top 5.
No Way Home, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
And then after that, it's like Black Panther. And
Oh, yeah.
but honestly, all
Wakanda
6 of those
forever.
movies, hot tickets, right? Great
Yeah.
movies. Some of the best, I think, right? I did think it was funny that Age of Ultron didn't match the first Avengers, but then I watched the first Avengers and then we watched Age of Ultron, and I'm like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
What do y'all think is like the bottom, like gross movie?
The bottom growth.
Like the highest gross, the lowest
The
grossing.
Well,
lowest
Marvel.
one?
as of today, it's the Marvels.
Yeah, actually,
For sure.
now it's the Marvel.
I don't think that counts because it barely came out last
Well,
week.
it already
No, it
officially had
counts.
the lowest opening weekend of all the Marvels.
Oh, I didn't realize we were talking opening weekends only.
No, but
No.
if it follows the pattern, then it'll be the lowest
Yeah.
grossing movie.
getting
When
terrible
I
ratings.
searched for lowest grossing movie, it did list
Yeah.
the Marvels.
Okay. Well, yeah, the 2 side characters that are not Captain and Marvel, I don't think are super popular. So
But
But
they actually are like comic book wise. They're pretty popular, especially.
I like Carol Danvers as Miss
especially
Marvel.
Miss Marvel. You know.
I'm more
and,
of a Carol
and isn't the
Danvers.
movie basically just like a Freaky
So I'm talking
Friday,
about
right?
Kamala Khan. Sorry, what?
Isn't the movie basically just like a Freaky Friday Marvel style though, right?
Oh yeah, where they just shift powers.
Isn't that what it's
I
about?
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
I haven't. Well, okay. So talking to Jen about it, I was like, "Hey, when's the last Marvel movie we saw in theaters?" And we were thinking about it, and I was like, "I think I saw Iron Man 3."
Oh yeah, you didn't watch Endgame.
I didn't.
I wanted you to, but you never did.
The last Marvel movie that we saw in theaters for certain was Avengers,
Mine was Endgame.
Oh, okay.
the first Avengers. But I think maybe I saw Iron Man 3. I don't remember who I saw it with. But I'll say this, because me and you have said this before, that like we liked the Iron Man 3 movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I love it.
It's still good. Like it's
Everybody
still
who
good.
Dude, I actually haven't even seen it.
Dude,
They
it's
don't
fantastic.
Like actual good movies.
I haven't seen
Ben
Iron
Kingsley-
Man 3. I haven't seen Thor
Yeah.
2. I haven't seen Ant-Man 1.
So Thor 2 definitely is like
They
bottom.
just want the popcorn movies, the sit down and not think about anything. I enjoyed Iron Man 3 because there's background, there's stuff going on. where
Iron
you have to
Man,
pay attention.
all
you know?
3 Iron Man movies are good. All 3 are good. But Iron Man 1 is like the lowest listed in terms of like highest grossing. Now, I didn't see Eternals
It's
on the
first
list.
one. It's the
I
first
yeah,
movie,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It was before it all got big.
Yeah.
But I didn't see Eternals on the list. I didn't see Black Widow, and I'm pretty sure that's lower. So those will probably be the lower. But
Did Eternals even come out in theaters, or was that straight
No,
to
it
Disney
did-
Plus?
no,
It did?
was,
Okay.
It was in theaters.
oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I had zero interest in watching it, and then I watched it, and while I was watching it, I had zero interest in watching
Because
it.
they were, well, I know, like with the Black Widow movie, like they pushed it back till it could make it to the theaters.
That was one of the
remember.
movies that was contentious because
I was so.
wait, no, it came out in theaters.
Uh huh.
That was the movie that came out in theaters, and then Scarlett Johansson sued Disney because, like, was it 2 months or was it 2 weeks?
No, it was like way long.
That they put it on the service.
Yeah, it was really long.
But she doesn't get any money from the streaming service. She only got money off of its performance in theaters, and so she was like, "Yo, you're putting it on the service already?
Yeah.
Like, how am I gonna get a cut of that,
bro?"
Yes.
Well, we watched that one in theaters.
I still haven't seen it.
I watched that one in theaters because I'm a huge Taskmaster fan, and that's the only reason.
They did Taskmaster dirty,
and
man.
They ruined him.
Who played Taskmaster?
They basically did like.
It was the daughter of.
It's basically the
Wait,
same
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, because I haven't seen it. I'm about to watch it. It's
Wait,
like
was it William? Oh no, never mind. No, never mind.
Willem Dafoe.
No, not William.
Finish it. I watched all 3 of the Spider-Man movies.
We're watching.
They
right now.
do not age well.
Miles is super into the Spider-Man movies right now.
I was gonna ask y'all who is the most popular in terms of sales and interest and blah blah blah. Who's the most popular comic book character of all time?
The most popular comic book character.
I would probably
of all time.
say Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's gotta be Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man. That's the
Yeah.
answer. And I was surprised to see that Captain America for
He's
Marvel.
second, right?
Was this Marvel and DC, or just Marvel?
It said comic book. It didn't say Marvel or DC.
Okay.
But I mean, you know how it is.
Well, I don't.
I never hit record.
No.
I like to
No.
throw in some
I'm not
jabs
sure,
at my
like,
co-hosts.
If that is like something like Marvel and DC, are they taking like, okay, so it's all comic book characters?
I'm pretty sure they were going off of like issues sold and money
because it's
made.
got to be Batman, the most popular character of all time. You know.
But that's what I'm saying though is so what would dictate or what would define as most popular would be issues in hand, right? Batman's been around a lot longer than Spider-Man, but if Spider-Man has already made more money, sold more issues, would that not mean he's more popular? I think Spider-Man appeals to all ages, and I'll say this shit.
So did Batman for a long time.
I liked Batman when I was a kid.
I have said this many times. I am the most closeted Batman fan of all time.
Yeah.
But dude, those Spider-Man games, oh my god.
Well, before that,
Have you played them? Have y'all played them?
dude, Arkham Asylum and all those other games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically in the same shadow.
It's the exact same game,
Yeah.
except you can also web crawl.
The Batman game on NES
Yeah.
was good. I remember playing that.
I remember the one on the Game Gear.
You can web wang.
The Batman animated series game on Super Nintendo was good.
Oh yeah.
But that's all from years ago, and the last I checked, the population of our planet is way higher now. But birth rates are down.
With the inclusion of the Spider-Verse and how like many characters they're creating, like kind of just like off the cuff.
And also
this
Miles
point.
Morales is like getting really big.
It's definitely putting him into like a completely different category from all of the other characters that have been around for a long time. But I do want to say, on that same token, Batman kind of had already started doing that.
I agree that in the past I would have easily been like, nah, it's Batman. And if I wouldn't have seen like
The data.
the data, right,
Yeah.
I would have said Batman.
Yeah.
Like I'll agree that I still feel like Batman has the love of the people.
Which I think, like 10 years ago, I would have gone Superman because I feel like Superman was in the conversation. A lot
I
of
disagree
older
with you
heads
there.
that I talk to, Superman's their go-to, and then it's Punisher, and then Wolverine. Like in that order, you know.
Dude, Punisher.
Superman is such a is a hero for the older generation.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think younger generation cares
That's why
about
I'm saying.
Superman.
Penny
10
asked
years
me-
ago, it would have been Superman.
I had made a joke about Punisher or something, and Penny goes, "Dad, who's Punisher?" And I was like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah.
well, let me tell you." And then I was like, something, and she goes, "Why don't you think he'll ever be in the Marvel movies?" And I was like, "Oh, damn it, that's right. You're never gonna ever know Punisher the way that when she was a kid. You know, her favorite was Hulk.
Hey, that's my boys are.
That's
That's
hilarious.
their favorite.
It's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still a kid.
Well, she don't like him
Well, because
anymore.
it's easy
Now,
to read.
now
you know,
she's
and
Supergirl.
it makes you feel like, hey, I know something that's going on. You know.
I'm pretty sure she's Supergirl or Wonder Woman now. But anyway, so yeah, like basically, I can't explain to her anything about Punisher without, oh, he kills his villains. He's like Batman, but he kills his villains. You know what I mean? And then she's like, so then who are his villains? And I'm like, besides Jigsaw, I can't name any. Stilts Man.
Still, man, he kills.
He killed him in War Journal.
That was a big.
I never bought Punisher comics, so yeah, I don't know if he really has a rogues gallery.
Jigsaw.
He
doesn't
partnered.
kill.
He partnered with Daredevil.
Force.
Yeah, right. Just it's real people.
I remember those two dudes he mowed down in Civil War. I don't remember their names, but that was a good panel though. He murders
The
those
two
dudes,
villains?
and then Captain America beats him up.
That was a really.
And he doesn't fight back.
That was what got me into comics.
Again.
Oh, really?
Was literally Jen was selling me the comics, or like she was like telling us about it, and she was like, "Oh, it's so cool because everyone's fighting." I was like, "Okay, I'll read it." And then I read that issue, and basically when Cap is beating the crap out of him and he's not fighting back, dude, that to set the scene for the audience. Punisher kills some villains who are trying to surrender and be good guys now, and Punisher's like, nah dog, you're already bad, and he kills them, and Captain America's like, homie, we don't kill people, and he charging stars him like 4 times, and he's like punching him in the face, and then he's like, why aren't you fighting me back? And Punisher's like, you don't deserve it, Cap. And he's like, what? And he's like, you're right. I'm wrong. I shouldn't have shot him. He's basically telling him that,
and then
but
like,
not in the goofy,
and then
Louis
like
Anderson
4
voice.
issues later, Captain America dies.
Yeah.
But also, Punisher wouldn't have landed a single punch.
Yeah.
anyway.
That's true.
Yeah. He's also
true.
It would have been funnier if he said that. He's like, Cap, what am I gonna do to you?
Right.
What am I gonna do?
Pretty
You got
much.
holy water blood, bro. Like, you punch me and I'm dead.
Yup.
But I did love the Ariel Olivetti version of Punisher, like that beefy kind of.
Yeah, he draws him thick.
about
Dude, I love his art style.
Where my art styles have changed too, and
Like your favorites?
yeah.
Yeah. Have you come to appreciate the genius of oh my God, Adi Granov?
Yeah.
This guy
You're
right here.
talking about the Daredevil
This
run?
one right
The
here.
absolute best artist
That's
in
him,
the
right?
history of
Oh,
comics.
No.
No, he did a Daredevil run. He draws
Yeah,
Daredevil
okay.
great.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's a run. I don't know if he did the individual issues. But that's the dude who used to draw Nova. He did the cover for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the vanilla version.
Yeah.
He's the one who designed Iron Man for the
I don't
movies.
know who the comic book artist or the artist for Marvel vs. Capcom is, but in my mind, when I talk about those characters, that's the artist's like vision that I see.
You talking about
When I talk about the Hulk, I see the Hulk from Marvel vs. Capcom.
from 2?
Yeah.
That art style?
Yeah.
Was that Shinkiro?
Is that Jim Lee?
Oh, I think it is.
It could be.
Yeah. I think
The way he
it is.
drew
Yeah.
Wolverine, very
But the
particular.
lines are so clean.
Cyclops.
The proportions are so,
He works for DC now, right?
It works so good.
I'm particularly fond of the Capcom artist that was it Shinkiro,
I don't know.
the guy who did CVS 2 and the Ultimate Marvel cover, the one I have hanging in there.
Yeah.
He's the one that did that. He's the one that did Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Oh.
That is a very particular
yeah.
art style that I'm very fond
I
of.
don't know. Does he regularly do comic books, or does he just do like?
I think he just does Capcom stuff.
Okay.
I've never seen that dude draw anything else.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I like that guy.
But yeah, I get you on the Marvel 2
Yeah.
artwork. See, back in the day when we were younger, kids won't appreciate this growing up.
Yeah.
Is finding art galleries in games is awesome,
Yeah.
but there's nothing to do with it. Like if I had a physical art print, I can hang that on the wall.
Yeah.
And then in this day and age, you can make that happen. You can download a high-res image and print it,
Yeah.
But back then it was like, Mom, can I get the LaserJet printer turned on? We're out of ink.
I'm a fan of Brian Hitch because I'm such a huge Ultimate stan,
Oh yeah, you're a big Ultimate fan.
and I also like Melee from his Daredevil run.
Those are your favorite artists?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Melee, or what is it?
I think his last name was Melee.
Oh, okay.
I'm very curious. That's not a particularly intricate art style that is any type of I don't want to knock it. I don't want to say, oh dude, it's pretty generic. But I feel like that is kind of generic artwork. and maybe that's just what you like.
Nah.
I'm trying to make fun
That's
of
great.
Kevin's art style just a little bit.
No, because it's very it's very
who
reminiscent
Malieve
of Mike
or
Mignola,
Brian
who was my
Hitch?
favorite.
But Mignola has like a completely unique.
I thought you didn't like him anymore.
art
I
style.
don't.
He doesn't like the person.
I say it's reminiscent of it, where he uses a lot of absence, or just a lot of
Negative
it's just
space.
dead space, negative.
When
space.
the ink leaves the pen, your love begins.
Honestly, I kind of don't like him anymore either because of your story about him. It makes me not like him.
See, I was hoping.
I actually still like him.
You never liked him.
I don't ever care for him.
Like
I like his art
if
style.
If I went to a con and he was there, I'd be like, "You're a dick."
You should go up, wait in line, and be like,
See,
you have a terrible art style.
I'm of the mindset that you can separate the art from the artist.
Yeah, that's why people still
That's
listen to
true.
Michael Jackson.
What?
That's why people still listen to Michael
You're
Jackson.
saying because of all the things he was acquitted of?
Accused.
He was acquitted.
Yeah. I am of the mindset that
If the glove does not fit,
I never watched
he
Finding.
must acquit.
I never watched Finding Neverland, but I hear it's pretty bad.
Really?
Isn't that the movie where they talk about like everything?
I think Finding Neverland is the one
it's
with
just-
Johnny Depp.
It's just a documentary, right?
Isn't Finding Neverland the story of Peter Pan?
I thought that was the movie about Michael Jackson.
Oh, I think you're right.
No.
No, he's right. He's
Yeah,
right.
Finding Neverland is the one about
What's the one about Michael
J.M.
Jackson?
Barrie, right? The one that wrote, you're a big book writer. How come you didn't know a book
A
reader?
book reader.
I'm a big book look at her. I look at books.
He's a big book lookist.
I'm a big book haver. I have a bunch of books, but I only read them like once, and then my eyes went bad. Now I can't read.
Leaving Neverland. I think.
Leaving Neverland.
Leaving, not finding.
Where they
Okay.
talk about Macaulay Culkin's one night stand with him or whatever. I don't
No,
know.
Macaulay Culkin defends all the time. He's always like, we never did nothing weird. That's weird.
According to Wikipedia, it focuses on two men, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, who alleged they were sexually abused as children by Michael Jackson.
See, I don't want to diminish their life experience.
I'm also good to leave this topic.
Yeah, right? I kind of
Let's-
feel like
let's
it's
just go
too
back to what we
weighted.
were
Well,
talking
yeah,
about.
so separating
So
the
who
art
would
from
win
the
in a
artist.
fight? Michael Jackson, mid-scandal, when he's probably his most erratic. So,
Or
you know, he's
O.J.
got a little...
Simpson?
No, I feel like OJ would win that fight. That's too easy.
Yeah, OJ was a football player, so...
Yeah, he was. But he was also acquitted.
Who would win in a fight? OJ or who's
Oh,
a famous
we already
wife
know
that's really
like,
strong?
Most of the
Who would win in a fight, OJ or the Black Widow?
Celebrity Deathmatch already did this for us, right? So
Really?
we need to talk about it, yeah.
Who did OJ fight in Celebrity Deathmatch? I don't remember.
Was it the Black Widow? The murderer, not the comic book
Oh.
character.
I was totally thinking like Scarlett Johansson, you know,
or Lorena Bobbitt versus OJ,
Yeah, Lorena
OJ Simpson.
with her axe.
All right, but anyway, when it comes to art style, you're talking about the absence of space or this whatever.
Oh, yeah, negative space.
Yoji
yeah.
Shinkawa.
Yeah, he does the same thing.
That dude is like the best.
And so, like, I guess it kind of all starts to, like, when you look at it, I think
Or hell,
I,
Yoshitaka
for sure,
Mama.
I settle into a spot when it comes to comic books where it's a lot of what you're taking in is not dialogue. It's more the mood that is, and the atmosphere that you get from the pencil, from the
You're saying
the
that
penciler
the
and
absence. Oh wait, the inker.
the inker, yeah.
You're saying the absence of content is what adds to the content.
In a sense.
So kind of like brings us full circle back to Legend of Zelda movie. I don't think he's gonna talk. The absence of him talking.
I'm so glad that you can bring that all the way around. Oh my goodness. Okay.
One last name I want to mention. We talked about him for a second earlier, but Jim Lee. When I was first getting into comics and stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't get any better than that.
Jim Lee, I like, but that's like '90s
That's
X-Men,
also,
right?
Like, yeah, that's the era where he's
90s
kind
X-Men.
of all over the place.
'90s X-Men is party time.
He's got the big, brooding characters.
He's got the
super-
clunky outfits.
Yeah.
I liked it though.
Like a lot of the Magnetos.
I think you might think you're with the clunky outfits. I think you're thinking of Rob Liefeld.
No, Rob Liefeld is.
Who's the one that did Cyclops?
He's the one with the pouches.
He did the pouches.
Dude,
He
I
did,
like the pouches, though.
Over, you know,
Who's the one that did Cyclops,
Exaggerated
90s
chest.
Cyclops?
That's Jim Lee.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
known
that's what
for-
I'm talking
He's
about.
known for his 90s X-Men, yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, that's what I'm saying, though, is you don't think that that's a clunky outfit?
No.
It's
I
got
think it's
unnecessary belt strap.
No, it is. It's definitely like it's strange.
He's got a holster for what? You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
remember him having a holster.
But in your mind, you
I
can
remember-
picture a
I
yellow
remember
holster.
I remember the pouches, but nothing wrong with a couple of pouches.
But you know my favorite thing about the Cyclops outfit was?
Huh.
The 90s Cyclops. Was that
The
they
hair.
let his hair come out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
just
love
the
that.
dopest look.
I always could not stand because every
Yeah.
toy that I would go get of Cyclops, because Cyclops was I was a big fan of Cyclops for a
With
long
that
time.
stupid dome
It
cover.
had the dome cover. I just hit this microphone, and I hated it. I
Dude,
could not
it's
stand
ugly.
it.
He
It
looked like
looks
a
so-
real
It
Cyclops.
looks, well, I guess that's what they're going for,
Yeah.
right? And
I-
his initial appearance, that's how he looks.
Dude, do you remember the Cyclops from Kroll?
Yes. Are you talking about
No.
The same one from Gentleman
with
Broncos?
the glaive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that Cyclops?
Yeah.
We should Photoshop that Cyclops
Uh-huh.
into like an X-Men bit. Or get like Storm or somebody being like, Cyclops, stop it, and have that guy.
All of Jim Lee's
With just the one
all
eye.
of Jim Lee's X-Men costumes are iconic. I think all of them, every single one.
Storm. I don't remember specifically what's his and what's not, but if it's the 90s
Did she have the
X-Men,
white
Jubilee.
wrist wings at that point?
I think so.
I'm
yeah.
assuming it's Jubilee, Yellow Jacket, Sparkles, Beast, tights. That's
No,
all.
Beast
that
just had a
comes from-
speedo.
That comes from
Well, yeah.
'97. Yeah, Beast. He had the speedo already.
Yeah. So back in Jim Lee's run, he had the speedo.
Oh, okay.
All right, okay, wait. So, Marvel actors in movies. Give me some names, or give me the top 5 names of actors that have appeared in the MCU. This is kind of a jaded list, or not jaded, but it's
top
Who
5
have
for what?
acted in the MCU?
who have been in the most MCU movies.
Oh,
The
who's
most?
been in the most? Well, it's got to be Robert Downey Jr. one.
That's who you're
'Cause
thinking
he's been
one.
in a lot.
Mm,
He's been in like a majority of the movies.
He's been in a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely got to be up there.
The next, I
Maybe
guess.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. I think that's a safe pick.
It's a
for
lot.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3 would be.
We're counting Spider-Man?
We're counting all Marvel
You're
movies.
including the shows too, right? So like,
Shows I guess can be left out because honestly, if we count shows, then Tom Hiddleston has been the most. Because if you count hours, he's had 2 seasons of a show.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
no, actually, maybe Captain America because he wasn't in the Captain America show. He was dead. But yeah, so like Tom Hiddleston has had 2 seasons of Loki, and so hours each episode's like 45
yeah.
minutes long, right?
Yeah,
Or 30 minutes. So he's got easily the most time as a character. So I'm not counting shows.
But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. went on for a long time.
So Coulson would probably
Yeah,
have like
Coulson,
the most.
I think would be up there.
I actually think it's terrible that they took Coulson out of the movies.
Why?
That dude was a super positive figure within the original lineup. Like as we've been watching, Coulson was solid gold.
Yeah,
Still,
good character.
and then when he dies, spoiler alert, for anyone who hasn't seen the first phase of Marvel movies,
But he didn't.
there's somebody out there. Well, I know, but
Yeah.
Do the Avengers ever find out that he doesn't die, or
Yeah,
they never
know.
talk about it
No,
in
they
the
have to
movies.
know. In the show, they
They-
talk about it. He talks to them.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think he even has like a running joke because he has Iron Man's car
Oh, okay. I didn't
in
know
the
that.
show.
okay?
So, in terms of people who've appeared in the Marvel movies the most,
What's the answer?
the correct answer is Sam Jackson,
Ooh,
which
got it.
naturally I guessed
Yeah,
when I
that's
was
gotta
making the
be-
list.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and here's where I want to do a caveat. Because the correct answer is Sam Jackson,
Mhm.
Paul Bettany,
Vision?
What is
Vision. He was also Jarvis.
Oh, but does that
I don't
count?
know.
That's
I don't
exactly
think
my
that
point.
counts. I don't think
That's
that counts.
exactly my point.
Because then that means that Thanos, or I'm sorry, what's his name? Thanos was. I just said his name.
Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin.
Because of
He was
Cable?
also Cable.
Yeah.
He was also. He was also the voice. Oh no, never mind. I think
But
it's
anyway,
something else. But
so
anyways, yeah.
what I was proposing is I'm like, okay, so take out bit parts. Like Because so it was Sam Jackson, Paul Bettany. I saved an image. It's Sam Jackson, Paul Bettany.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that it counts because
What counts?
the voice acting, it has to count. It totally has to count.
I don't count it.
So
What are you doing?
why is that not loading?
Probably because you were recording. Let me try to Google it real quick.
Oh, there it is. But
We got dead air, boys.
keep talking.
So I'll give y'all a cool little fact that I just found out as we were getting
Stan
ready
Lee,
to
does he
prepare for
count?
this.
There you go. Here it is. Sam Jackson, Paul Bettany, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Don Cheadle, ScarJo. So,
But not Stan Lee.
well, I guess Stan Lee would have been like probably number one because isn't he like in every single
He's
one?
in
And then he's
every
also
single
in
one.
X-Men.
Yeah.
So if you count X-Men, Hugh Jackman has also been in like what 11?
Yeah.
Because he's been in all 9 X-Men movies, and then he also was in a Deadpool like briefly. Does that count?
Yeah.
Was he in Deadpool? I don't remember.
Didn't he make like or they had his picture? No, wait, no, he was in it.
He was in it.
It was when he kills Deadpool.
Yeah.
The original version of the Deadpool.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I remember now. Okay.
When I say he was in all 9 X-Men, I mean he was in all 6
Well, he
X-Men
makes an
and then the
appearance
3.
because I don't know. Is it? Did they just use footage?
It was footage, but I mean it
Yeah.
counts. So, but my argument is because I was thinking about it. I think Hemsworth has probably been in the most because all 4 Thors, all 4 Avengers, right?
8. Okay.
And then what's the one I'm missing? I'm missing one.
Guardians 3.
Guardians 3. Was he in Guardians
I
2?
didn't watch Guardians 3.
But he was a significant character in Guardians 3. He had like a larger role. Slightly.
Wait,
it was
you said,
enhanced.
You said 4 Thors and
4
3
Thors,
Avengers?
4
Oh,
Avengers.
4 Avengers, okay.
And then Guardians 3.
Yeah.
So that's 9 movies. Iron Man's got 3 Iron Men, 4 Avengers. I realized I got one hand like.
Well,
way
he
off
comes out at
screen.
the end of Edward Norton's Hulk.
See, that's what I was gonna say though about big roles.
Yeah.
So we have 3 Iron Men, 4 Avengers, and then he was big in the first Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
And then that's it. He's only got 8
Okay.
because he made an appearance in Hulk, and what else did he make an appearance in? I mean, he technically comes out in flashbacks of the later Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, I haven't
seen
remember.
Black Widow, so I don't know if he comes out in
I
Black
don't think
Widow. I
he
don't know
comes
if
out in
anybody
Black
does.
Widow. I
But,
don't think
like,
he does.
But still,
No,
that
he's not in
list
Black Widow.
that list had him listed at 10, and I'm like, damn, I can only think of 8, and then 9 if you count the appearance in Hulk.
Well, he does come out in Captain America 3, right? Civil War.
Oh yeah, Civil War. But so does Hemsworth, so that bumps him to
Okay.
10,
Yeah.
or is it 9 or 10?
Whatever.
10, yeah, it bumps him to
Anyways.
10.
But yeah.
Wait, no, Thor's not in Civil War. He's not.
What?
He was doing the Ragnarok stuff.
Yeah.
So then at best they're tied.
But you know who's not in any of these movies, right?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I know you saw me write it
Swifties.
down. I looked it up because I was like, I want to see, has she done anything like at all to do? Because we were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's really funny. Y'all, when y'all get a chance, go and look this up.
Okay.
And see how many people are talking about the fact that Taylor Swift is not a part of the MCU
Really?
and how angry they are.
That's a
The
thing.
Taylor Swift
Yeah.
fans are angry?
Yeah, they're mad that she doesn't have any parts. In fact, they're like,
Who could
what
she
they were
be?
talking about is that she doesn't exist at all because they don't reference her music in any of the movies.
Whatever. Did you see who they got for Mr. Fantastic?
Is it not
It's
John
It's
Krasinski?
Pedro Pascal, and I think that.
Wait, Pedro Pascal is gonna be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
dude.
don't
think
really
that
like it.
It's
I don't
really
really like
ridiculous.
it. I don't like it.
I think it's so ridiculous that they're doing that.
That is ridiculous. As a Pedro Pascal fan,
I love the dude. I mean, he like when I saw him in Game of Thrones, I wanted to follow his career. From
me
then
too.
on,
Me
you know?
too, dude. I watched Game of Thrones because of that dude.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, I didn't finish
And
that season.
so like he's leaving like the Mandalorian for sure. He's taking off to go do Reed Richards, and it's like, dude,
I
why
don't.
do we need another iteration? Like, just go back to who you already showed us on screen. I think
John
that
Krasinski would have been fine.
They're making too many big mistakes already, man. With all this like bouncing around.
Yeah, I see why they want him because he's a huge star, but I just don't. My mental image of Reed Richards does not intersect.
We've already seen enough
with Pedro
of his,
Pascal
of his
whatsoever.
acting to kind of like see like, okay, what can we expect? And his role in Wonder Woman, like he
was in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, he was in Wonder Woman Part 2.
Oh, I never saw the second
you
one.
still haven't watched it, yeah.
And
we bought it.
And it's not great. Like, I'll be honest with you, it's not great. And Reed Richards has to be a very profound character. You know, he's somebody.
He looks too close to Mark Ruffalo. So if we have Mark Ruffalo and him standing side by side, you know what I mean? It's like, here's two ethnically ambiguous dudes, and
it's not ambiguous.
They both look.
He's Puerto Rican or Cuban or whatever. I guess.
But look at Mark. Look at Mark Ruffalo.
I'm saying it right now.
I thought he was Spanish, like from Spain.
I don't know.
He's definitely Spanish.
He has conquistador vibes.
Yeah, he does.
But either way.
Didn't he play a South American something in that Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
Yeah, wasn't he?
Wait, have you seen Unbearable Weight yet?
Like, was that Ecuador?
Yet.
Have you seen Unbearable Weight?
I saw it.
It's the best.
It's good.
You gotta watch it, dude.
It's good. But also,
and wasn't he the main guy in like that Pablo Escobar series?
Yes,
or
that's Colombian.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're ethnically ambiguous, you can do anything.
It works, but there's just so many more actors, you know, and it just feels like they're going with the same 17 people for all of these movies.
I think they could also stand to try to get some unknowns too, because wasn't Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth still pretty unknown for the most part?
Hemsworth, yes, but not Evans. Evans had been around for quite a while.
Really?
He'd been around since the 90s.
What was his biggest role before?
Scott Pilgrim.
Just because
before Captain America, though.
Just because his biggest movie was not another teen movie doesn't mean that he wasn't around, homie.
I'm not saying he wasn't around. He was still relatively.
He was also Fantastic Four main runner.
Yeah.
I
dude.
forgot about that. Yeah.
He was the nobody.
Okay, I did not ever call him a nobody, but you guys know what I mean.
I get you.
No, I get it. I'm not clowning on you.
It's like Chickless. You know, who was he before The Shield?
And Tom Hiddleston, right? Like.
Tom Hiddleston
he wasn't a name before Loki, and Loki season 2, so good, dude. So good.
Okay, so we had pre-showed.
Wait, you're already watching season 2, and it's already good enough to where you want us to go watch it.
Season 2 is done. It's finished.
It's already finished.
You can watch it now. It is so good.
Spoiler.
Because, look,
I'm not gonna say
nothing. Season 1 was
nothing.
okay, but it felt like I was watching a low budget show.
Oh, dude, but that's the best part. I swear to you, I said
it's not.
The other day I was sitting there and I
promise
told Jen, I go, hey, you know what this show's reminding me of? It reminds me of like 1992 Sci-Fi Channel crap.
I get you. Okay.
I love it.
I get that.
Dude, I love it. It's like I'm watching Stargate SG-47.
Like another Doctor Who or something
Dude,
like that. I get that.
I'm into it.
But I don't know. Like, I guess the more that I was watching it, I was kind of expecting more to go on, and it was.
It's a lot of rounding. It's what's the word? Circular. It's a lot of circular storytelling. And so that was I was gonna knock it a little bit because the first season, I was like 1,000% on board, but then in this season, I find myself being like, oh man,
Keep watching it, dude.
I liked,
dude, we're like 4 or 5 episodes in.
I think there's only 6, so.
Oh, okay,
so you're
perfect.
almost done.
I liked the play on old comic book panels, like the Thanos copter showing up.
Dude, I love it. It's so sick.
That stuff was cool. It's great, but it really isn't a part of the storyline, and the storyline was a bit weak for me. And I don't really care for Mobius.
Dude, I love him.
He feels so downplayed. Like I'm watching it.
He's just such a sweetie. Owen Wilson's a sweetie.
But for what? Like
so that the audience can be like, oh, he's such a sweetie.
Okay,
you get more into his backstory a little bit in the second season.
Is he a bad guy? Can you just tell me? I'm expecting him
you
to
watched
be a
the
big
first
bad.
You watched the first season.
Yeah, I did.
There's no all right, look, I haven't finished the second season.
But what I'm saying is
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Okay.
No way he's a bad guy.
He's gotta be.
Do you want me to say it?
I don't care.
I know
No.
you're not finished.
No, don't. I don't
Okay,
want to hear
I'll
it.
tell you.
Earmuffs,
I'll
earmuffs.
text you,
Earmuffs.
Marty.
Okay, yeah,
I'll text you.
Hey, Marty's gonna be like, I knew it. Look, I'll look away, and then I'll wait for
Okay,
you
just
to
tell me, 'cause he's
nod.
not-
No.
Okay.
I'm watching the camera. I'm like, is he gonna nod? Is he gonna nod?
10%? Oh, you should have done it, Kevin. You should have told me. I'd have been like, oh, I knew he was.
Well, because
Yeah.
I heard you go, "Aw," meaning that he told you no.
Yeah. No, he just wasn't gonna tell me anything.
Yeah.
What? That's what you
He
text
said,
him?
I'm gonna text you. He's not gonna tell me anything. Oh my.
Oh, I thought he did text you. God dang, y'all are playing with my emotions. Audience, if you're watching and Mobius was a bad guy, can I get some ones in the chat?
But Loki season 2, is so good.
Okay, so what
So
kind
good.
of what characters can we expect to kind of steal the show?
From Loki?
Yeah, because usually
From
like
Loki season 2, is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Well,
Because Loki season 1, Mobius kind of takes over.
well, Kang plays a big part in season 2.
Is it the actual actor that they
Yes.
were? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
they brought him back, which is
Okay.
kind of weird
Why is it weird?
because he's such a troublemaker. I don't know anything about that dude.
We'll have to revisit it once both of y'all finish watching it.
I
'cause
really
it's definitely
enjoy him
worth
as an
discussing.
actor.
Speaking of like the controversy and stuff around the majors guy,
I don't care about the
I don't
controversy.
either.
I don't.
But not that I don't care that he did. I don't know what he did. I
don't
have
know
zero
what he did either,
interest.
and I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I did notice something that I thought was really funny the other day. So you remember how this is a previous thing we brought up on the show. We might have broke the news. I don't remember about the Flash actor being all wild and crazy.
Oh God.
I don't remember if we broke the news or not. Don't quote me on that, but maybe we
Yeah.
did. Maybe we were the first to hear.
But
Wait, but on HBO Max, I guess they just recently did a thing so like the subscribers of Spectrum could get it for free, and then they just did a something where you had to sign up and whatever.
Okay.
So we had to do all that, and then we were choosing our avatar for your profile,
yeah.
Okay.
and that dude was on there, and I thought, ooh, if you pick that, are you like a
Yeah.
bad guy?
Is that because of Lovecraft Country?
What?
Oh, was he in that or what?
I don't know about
Never
that.
watched
He's the
it.
main. He's the main.
No, it was all the DC people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he was on there as the Flash, and I was thinking to myself, like,
we're
ooh.
talking about the Flash. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did they have Steppenwolf on there?
The band?
Stephen Wolf.
Steppenwolf is the band that does the Magic
Yeah,
Carpet
it is,
Ride,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That is the bad guy's name though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justice League? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what the origin of Steppenwolf
Yeah, me
is,
neither.
but
It's isn't he the dog?
all I know is that was a very bad guy pick for that first
That
Justice
movie
League
was
movie.
a bad pick.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine?
They did a terrible.
All right,
thing
check
here.
it out. Let's do a pitch, right?
Okay.
I'm here at the Marvel Studios, and I'm here to pitch the first Avengers movie. I'm thinking right off the bat, the bad guy is gonna be. Now, I was gonna jokingly say MODOK, but that'd have been pretty dope. They could have made MODOK like super
MODOK.
badass. Who's a bad Marvel
You're talking
villain?
about Marvel? I'm sorry, I thought we were still on DC.
No, I'm pitching the first Avengers with a terrible villain as the first
I think
villain.
I think if they went with like Kang and alternate reality and time travel stuff right away, then that would not have been very good.
They were like, we're gonna go with Annihilus' cousin, Jimmy, and it's like
who was the main bad guy first?
in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah,
In the
It was Loki, right?
it was the Loki and the Chitauri.
they kind of don't ever stick on one thing, you know.
Well,
The
then
Chitauri were that. So that's
no, it's a Loki, and Loki is using the Chitauri army to
Yeah.
invade.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And then there's Ultron and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Yeah,
And then Quicksilver dies like way early.
No,
Spoiler
no, he
alert.
dies late.
he dies at the end of the movie.
Well, what's his screen time, y'all? What's
Yeah.
his not counting his dead body? Oof.
His bullet riddled dead body.
Infinity War and Endgame was just pure Thanos, right?
Yeah.
Also, hey,
Yeah,
what's the proper pronunciation? Is it Thanos or is it Thanos?
it's Thanos, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, it is because it's built.
It's
It's
who
derivative
cares?
Off of Thanatos?
Thanatos.
Thanos.
It's Thanos.
I'm gonna go with
I
my
hate that pronunciation.
17-year-old version.
Thanos.
I'm gonna go Thanos.
I'm gonna go Thanos. As well.
I've always pronounced it Thanos. So
I don't remember where I heard it the first time, but I think it was Marvel vs.
It had to
Capcom.
be.
When you picked him, it said the name.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos.
and voice actors are never wrong.
And that might have just been the voice actor
Or
that said it like that, you know?
you didn't see he made an appearance in the first Fast and the Furious movie.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Vin Diesel was like, "Get the nos."
dad joke,
I am a dad.
Yeah.
Let me whip out my dad badge. Show its pictures of my kids, dude. Let me see your dad badge. It's Jack and Penny.
Do you even have physical pictures of her in your wallet?
Yes.
Or just on your phone?
I have one from every school year
Oh, okay.
in my wallet,
How
and
big-
they're all
how
like
big
beat
is your
up and
wallet? How big is your wallet?
it's only like
Mine's
4
not
or
that
5
big.
pictures.
Huh?
It's only like 4 or 5 pictures.
I try to get like the smallest wallet that I can find, and I found this.
Dude.
It's actually like just a credit. I don't know if you can see it here. Look,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
yeah.
The tray.
Yeah. Give me the background.
Let me give you the tray real quick. This is
This is made from
so
real
this is, like,
sealskin leather.
super thin.
Did you
Yeah.
club that seal too?
And I hate carrying around a big wallet. Y'all started talking about that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Caleb's got the George Costanza wallet.
No, I don't.
it's got the hard candy in there and everything.
Oh man, I want to tell that hard candy story. Funny, like the one with the Valentine's Day gift.
Uh-huh.
I want to tell that story so bad, but like it also gives away a lot of personal info, and so like I can't. I'll tell you about it in a minute. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But what Kevin accidentally texted me, and it said, "Yeah, he is a bad guy." What? Wrong. He drinks a group chat. But
Well, I'll call it a night because I do gotta go.
This guy, I
And
swear to God, is always on the run.
Your socks are still on.
My socks.
Yeah, you said that last time. Whenever I was going, you were like, just like a man.
Oh, just like a man won't even let me take my socks off. Hey, give us a really funny one-liner as we're leaving, Kevin. You're in charge of the one-liner today. All right, everybody, quiet on set. Quiet on set.
That's my mama.